Shalom, 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 family. And thank you so much for joining us here at Remnant House, the home of the strong and the very courageous, as we get together for our weekly discussions on evangelism in this modern era. And the landscape continues to evolve as we delve into different areas. And one of the things that we have really gotten an eyeful in the recent past is just what a war footing we really are all in, right? We're all realizing that. So thank you again for joining us. Please share the link. We're always grateful for those of you that come on by. We look like we've got a few people that are joining us today. All right, come on in, share the link with our friends, and welcome in for a discussion. Speaking of our friends, We've got a couple of them here with us tonight or today. I guess it's getting into the evening on the East Coast. We did have a time change, everybody. So we now have settled into yet now a new time for the foreseeable future. And Brother David, you managed to make it. Congratulations. Thanks for joining us.
I am here. I am here.
All right. I'm glad you made it. And I'm certainly grateful for those that are stopping by. And we need to talk about some things that are continuing to change. Not so much that our world is so much changing, but David, our level of information is changing. What we're getting exposed to, we're learning a lot very quickly, aren't we?
Oh, it's been like a whirlwind, I'm telling you. And I love it. But on the same token, it's like, geez, what would have happened if I would have did this 10 years ago? What would have been the difference? Because I'm going to tell you, man, the differences now are stark. I'm actually done with my 30-day fast. Cleanse. Because they're both the same. They're really basically it's the same principles.
Well, you're telling those parasites to get to
step in that because in this digital age of information, if you're not hip to what's going on in the world, then you really haven't been paying attention.
This is what I'm trying to say.
You haven't done your homework. You have not done the things that really you should be doing because, again, like he just said at the beginning of the show, he took the words right out of my mouth. This is a multifaceted front. This is a multifaceted war. And I honestly believe this is for entertainment purposes only, by the way. Just so we're clear.
Entertainment purposes only. We're just entertaining.
We're just entertaining.
We're being very entertaining.
It's just really entertaining.
Somebody, hey, this compliment will take me to 30 years. I'll ride this one. We're called the hot old guys. That's it. Now, that's it. Only had to hear it once. That one I will take. I'll ride into the sunset. That's it. That's all we needed. Okay, we're good. We're good, folks.
It's a multifaceted war, my friends, and you have no idea how many sides you are being assailed from.
That's right.
And so a little bit, that's what we're going to talk about today, a little bit and later, about that and things that we may have known, but didn't really take it seriously until Yahuwah says, oh, no, my son, you are going to do this.
Come on.
You are going to do this.
Who's going to reign? You are.
You're going to reign.
Get on over here. Let me give you your crown. Come here. Come here, you back there. Where's your crown? Get on over here. That crown is tilted. Let me straighten it out for you. You the child of the Most High. Get over here, royal priesthood. Let me get your crown on right. Some of you are arguing about slave jobs.
Whoops.
You heard me say that right.
Mm-hmm.
Some of you are mad because a machine is going to take a slave job. None of y'all wanted to shovel the driveway anyway.
Let's just keep this real.
But you're gonna get mad because we came up with a machine that shovels the driveway. Is that what I'm hearing? Is that what I'm hearing? Okay. We got to learn to have dominion. Is what we need.
Yes.
We need to stop letting the devil program the snowblower. We need to stop letting the devil program everything because we keep giving up power and authority without coming fully into each era. We are the rulers. We are the ones Yahuwah gives authority to.
Yes.
So you are the ones, when you join together with your brother and sister in one accord, what happens? He said that 2 or 3 of you gather together in my name, they're in mine. The mystery is committing, you're creating a quorum. You're able to do kingdom business.
Why did he scatter everybody out of Babel? What did he say?
He said the city of the strangers will not be built. Coming on to join us, speaking of strangers, he's coming in from the beach, folks, and just understand that sometimes when you're coming from the beach, you got to put your surfboard away. You got to hang out. Come on, from the beach, Jeff Provisiero, how's it going?
Hey, dudes, Cowabunga, what's happening, man?
Totally, man. It's like gnarly, man.
Oh my goodness.
Jeff, what do you think about this all out assault we're finding ourselves under? Over the last 10 years, we probably learned more than the previous, I don't know, several decades. And in the last 5 years, that was probably compressed yet again, right? I think we could say that. And then if we take that again, I think everybody can say that we felt this. The last 2 years has been compressed yet again. What's going on? You feel like we're going through a warp drive.
Well, first of all, I just want to say thanks to everyone who has been supporting and helping, because if you are wondering what type of effect it has when his word gets released, when altars get established, you're finding out. It's more of an open heaven, and his word is able to get out more clearly. It's not that he didn't always want to. I mean, his barakah is his heaven on earth. He wanted from day one. He's fine in heaven. We're here on earth. It's up to us to call in the Air Force.
His kingdom down to this earth.
Yeah.
Thy kingdom come and thy will be done in earth as it is in heaven every day.
Come on.
Let me add on to that. Let me add up to the extent that people support, his movements. So, yeah.
That is another
separated
thing when you think about it, isn't it, David? If you don't support it, aren't you essentially voting against it?
Yes. There's
no matter. If you don't gather with me, you scatter, right?
You scatter.
So you're not supporting.
Yes. If you're not with me, you're against me.
I want you to fail.
Yeah.
Wow.
That is definitely a feeling that I often get when I start doing things like this that are out of the box, and people start looking at you like, have you lost your mind? Don't you just know that you're saved by grace? And that you don't have to do any of this? I'm like, okay, you do you, boo. As far as I'm concerned, this is a warfare.
I don't understand how people can take a doctrine that they don't walk out. Let's walk that one out with just marriage for 2 minutes.
True.
And I want to hear that husband tell that to his wife when she's ripping him a new one for forgetting 4 things. And he just wants to say he's saved by grace. I promise you that she's going to show him grace, all right, and you're going to learn the repercussions of failure. You're going to learn that performance is an important part of relationship, that there's a give and a take, that any relationship that's worth anything is going to be hard work, okay? And so that effort is what's looked for, not perfection, not the perfect answer or the perfect gift or the perfect gesture or the perfect anything. It's effort, energy, get on the right frequency. Come on, somebody help me preach this.
Come on.
Wait, real quick, did someone say hot old guys? Did I hear that correctly?
Oh yeah, that was because you got on. See, when you came on, then we became the hot old guys.
No, my question was, what about the Gen Xers?
Well, we don't know anything about that because they're the next generation, and you, of course, not on the cusp as much as you think you are actually with us. Okay.
Well, what about the Gen Xers? That's my question.
Welcome to the Grandpa Brigade, brother.
When we find one, we'll ask them.
I was the first.
He's like, I was literally over the line.
October 4th. If you're wondering the cutoff,
baby boomed. That's it. I was the next day.
It was October 4th. That was the cutoff.
Wink, wink. And I invented the date of the cutoff. I invented it.
I'll hang out with you. I'll hang out with you old guys.
You're gonna ride the cusp. You're gonna ride the cusp with us.
Yes.
With us old guys. Is that what you're telling us? All right.
Yes.
Well, that's good.
Thank
Well,
you. Thank you for gracing us with your presence.
I know, right? We're just, I don't know what we do otherwise. But Gabe, you bring up a really good thing about, this, I think everybody is asking hard questions about some of these doctrines. We know we were infiltrated. We can tell that. We know that there were those who definitely had nefarious intents. Those that wanted us to curse ourselves, we found that out.
Mm-hmm.
Those that wanted to keep us under slavery in a cursed system. So we found that out.
Yes.
So now we're looking around at everything much more suspiciously, not to be paranoid people, but to be real and go,
be diligent. To be diligent. Yes.
For minefields, you're not paranoid to be looking at the ground. Okay.
Yes.
Just say it.
Yes. Yes.
Right,
yes.
Jeff? If you're walking through a minefield, looking down makes sense.
Yeah, but absolutely. But look at the flip side of that. I mean, David, I'll ask this to you. Well, both of you. We got the war. You got all these things that Apostle Peter's just mentioned. Everyone, you're seeing these things. Does that, the flip side of that, does that help with evangelism?
That's funny. Yes, absolutely. Positively, without a doubt, 1000%. You can use anything that's going on right now and start a conversation that's going to lead to Yahusha. That's going to lead to Yahuwah. Absolutely, positively, without a doubt. If you can't come up with something right now, you're not paying attention. That's all I got to say.
Oh, that's well said, because you got so many news items. And if you come hang out with us once a week, we'll give you 20, 30 of them that you go, hey, have you heard about this? Hey, have you heard about this? Hey, did you know about this? And people love news items, right? It's a great way it's a great icebreaker. Don't you think, David? What do you think?
I tell you, yes, it's a great icebreaker. It is an absolute invitation in, it's low hanging fruit.
Yeah, it's
totally low hanging fruit.
Yes. Everybody talks current events.
Yes.
I mean, you guys tell me. Every generation always says, there was always stuff going on, and there were world wars and all that. But it just seems like the news today, there's no wiggle room. There's no, whatever. I mean, people have to think about it. They have to. That's by design. They have to think about it.
Yes.
Am I wrong?
By design. You are not wrong. That is exactly what's happening. When Peter started talking about, external versus internal, okay, that really opened up me personally. Not to say that I wasn't there before or that I didn't have any type of discernment before, but now my discernment's like just through the roof. And I'm telling you, it has a lot to do with this cleanse, brother. I cannot.
And where does the cleanse happen? Are you cleansing your external? Are you cleansing? Oh, I got to get rid of that person. Oh, I got to get rid of you and you. You're all my problem. Everything's outside me. No, that's loco thinking.
Yes,
the kingdom is within you. You probably got parasites, honey.
Yeah,
David, tell him, David.
Absolutely, positively, without a doubt. We can go through. If you just Google the vagus nerve, for instance. Okay, let's just use that as an example. Okay, and you go through and you look at all the things that the vagus nerve is in charge of in your body. One of the main ones is your gut and that flora. Okay, that is, so can that open the door for parasites to go and mimic other things because of neurotoxins? If you look up the word neurotoxins, you will find out that it has to do with the brain.
What has this got to do with evangelism? Well, I'm going to tell you. I'm going to tie this together here really quickly for those of you that are joining us, wondering what in the world is this man talking about? I thought you were going to talk about evangelism, Evangelist Corner. What is going on here, right?
Multifaceted.
Part of the message of the gospel of the kingdom is the good news of he who sets you free. The truth sets you free. One of the things that we were given in the New Testament, by the way, Acts chapter 15, you see the 4 instructions given to the New Testament believer, and 3 of the 4 dealt with what you eat. And so you have to understand that the contaminations are definitely in our world. So we were being given instruction very early on how to behave ourselves. And so these instructions did not get, you guys all heard about the chrome. You guys all know about the wicked. You know about the ugly. You know about the Epstein wickets, okay? These people are crazy. You know it now. So now that you see it, you go, oh, that's why you needed to come and obey his commandments. Yes, because you go from unclean to clean. Unclean is full of worms. That's why he said the worm dieth not. And you get it, and you're like, oh, and what do you give? What's wormwood for? Wormwood is an anti-parasitic, folks.
Mm-hmm.
And so when Yahuwah would be saying in the scripture, he's going to feed you wormwood, nobody knew what that meant. But he is dealing with parasites that are eating you from the inside, stealing your resources, taking your barakah. Food you meant for your body is being eaten by other bodies, right? Mm-hmm. And as soon as you know this, you're like, oh my goodness, I got to get better. That is why it is important to know this, because as part of the cleanse of evangelism, when you come out of the kingdom of darkness, David, I'm going to suggest you need a parasite cleanse to go along with all the rest of the cleanse you're trying to do.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. I'm telling you, my inflammation. Okay, let's just talk about the physical symptoms just for a minute. I won't go too deep into it.
Please don't.
I won't go too deep into it. I'll keep it G-rated.
Remember, we're entertaining here.
I'm telling you,
there are actors in the room. Come on, man.
Not but 3 months ago, bro. Not but 3 months ago, I could not sit down for 5 minutes without having to. Oh my goodness! And I'm like, really? So what I found out is that the most of the information that's in your body is parasitical related. Not all of it. Some of it is your diet. Hello, clean diet. It's very important. Of course, we all know that here in this chat. But I'm going to tell you, there's a lot of people out there that are playing fast and loose.
Think about it.
No,
they think
playing fast and loose.
Nonsense. They think it's just gobbledygook. Right? Yes. And then they go talk to somebody else, again, for entertainment purposes only, folks. We're just trying to be entertained.
Yes.
Okay. They go talk to some dude in a white coat. And he tells them, you need this acetaminophen and philippidobudophinin. And you go, oh, that's my problem. I don't have enough of those things in my life. Right, Jeff? That's it. That's the solution. I just need more of those things that are pronounced over 4 syllables.
Yeah, I mean, you can fight external, but don't you also have to be filled with probiotics? Dude, don't you have to be filled with Ruach HaKodesh in the first place? I mean, yeah, you fight the bad things, but you also get filled with the good things. So my question is, this would be both of you, or Apostle Peter, I guess, mainly, if you go through deliverance, and oftentimes people will cough up things like mucus or whatever. The cough. So, to what extent are you being delivered from? I don't know. My question is: are you, if spirits can influence you, can they also influence parasites? And so, what exactly is that? Is baptism and the Ruach HaKodesh part of a total overall cleanse? That's what I'm asking.
The answer is yes. So is a resounding yes.
Resounding.
The unclean animal is therefore, once it's declared unclean, it is safe harbor or permissible for unclean spirits. So that's where you will find the parasites. If you eat the unclean animal, you become as the unclean animal.
You are what you eat.
You become the abomination that it is. Yes. And so this is why you were commanded to come out of her, my people, be not a partaker of her sins, nor receive of her plagues. So you were to distance yourself, behave differently. In so doing, cleanse or become clean from unclean. So he talks a lot in the New Testament about clean and unclean.
Oops.
Okay, all the way through the book of Revelation, he talks about clean and unclean. So without understanding the parasitic issue, where all the clean animals have natural antiparasitic systems, whereas the unclean animals do not.
Do not.
So
That's
there you go,
correct.
David. Here's your lead in. Help us out.
Yeah. Well, listen, there's a thing called neurotoxins. Now, if you look up that word and you look just at the root word neuro,
Right.
okay, we're talking about your brain and everything connected to your brain. Neurotoxins. So these parasites release neurotoxins. Well, that causes a whole cascade of mimicry, mimicking something. Like say, oh, I feel a pain in my heart. Well, as it turns out, it may have nothing to do with your heart. It has more to do with the parasitics that's inside that is mimicking a symptom.
Well,
so, if you just go look up the word neurotoxin by itself, okay, and then you go look up the word vagus for a vagus nerve, okay,
That'll freak you out. How many things are
3/4 of your bodily
real?
functions
Oh my God.
are part of your vagus nerve.
Wow.
3/4.
See what we're learning? See, I told you guys. Now our brains are going to expand again. I'm going to have to go stand in the corner.
I'm channeling I'm channeling, for lack of a better term, I'm channeling my inner mom. My mother was a nurse, and she was a very smart woman.
but if I get baptized in the Ruach, does that help with what you're talking about?
You cannot get anywhere without that. That's all I'm going to say about that. You can't get anywhere. You're not going to get anywhere without it.
It's a losing battle, is what you're saying.
If you're not including his commandments, if you're not including his covenant, if you're not including these things, it's just an exercise. That's all it is. It does not.
Do they have to follow the word?
Of course they have to follow the word.
Well, if they're illegal, they're not going to. Then if they don't hear an enforcer kick them out, then they're already said they're out. They're already said they're an outlaw. They're already outside.
Let's
the law,
talk
so
about
they're not
this
gonna
for
listen.
just a moment, because I think that this gets addressed a different kind of way.
Okay.
So there are things that you have to proactively do. For example, there's the expelling of the unclean, right? So there's the expelling of that which is contaminating the body, the spirit, the soul, right? Any contamination that must be expelled. Then there's something else. There's called the sweeping and the garnishing. Okay, so this is preparing the vessel for the next administration, if you will. This is where it becomes critical, because it must be filled. What is it must be filled with? An entirely different atmosphere. You see, without that atmospheric change, that spirit will become welcome again. All right? With an atmospheric change, which is what the Ruach brings, then you are changed from the inside. You are no longer a good, comfortable place for this evil now to abide, because you went from acidic to now alkaline.
Come on.
You literally changed your pH. You are no longer a good host for demonic spirits. And that's not because you remove parasites. That's a physical manifestation of the spiritual elements that are being removed from your life.
Clean versus
So if you have some very stubborn parasites, maybe it's because you have some struggling strongholds. There may be some things that might have been living in you for almost as long as you've been alive, right? And you're like, oh my goodness, I got to get rid of this thing. And you might completely change. That's our point. Is we don't realize until the removal of these things just how much it's affecting.
Yes.
There's you don't have a baseline of data until you have the other side of it.
Exactly.
And it's only after you get to the other side of that, then you can say, oh wow, look at this. It's just like the suggestion that I made on Shabbat, right? If you take my suggestion, work internally, don't ask anyone's help, just work for as long as you can, as hard as you can for the next 30 days. Do as many lists without anyone's help as you can. You're going to be the different person because you did the work. You remove pride with self-respect.
Come on.
Okay, you remove pride with self-respect, because pride will substitute for the hard work that only self-respect can produce. So people will put some proud thing in its place because they haven't done the hard work.
Come on.
Once you've done the hard work, you're a different person.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wouldn't you guys agree with that?
Absolutely. Absolutely. That's why I said that, you know, I've said to you many times behind the scenes that I really feel like it's a two-prong. It's actually doing it and being obedient. Actually doing it and being obedient. That right there is the difference between, oh, maybe it worked and maybe it didn't, to I have empirical evidence that it does.
Come on.
Right.
The people that I see that are genuinely saved, what I see fruit, right? Because fruit meet for repentance, are the people where the engine starts on the inside.
Come on.
It does not start. You know what? I've never seen anybody do excellent who is only responding in an external way to external inputs. The people that do the extraordinary, the people that are, you know, the sons of Alua Hayam, are people coming from the inside, because the level of pressure that you bring upon yourself, nobody could do that. Look at the best sprinters or the best runners or the best bodybuilders or the best athletes, the best business people, the best administrators, all kinds of people who are trying to be the best at whatever they do. Maybe you're out there going, I'm trying to be the best at my job. You're going to push yourself.
Come on.
10,000 times faster and harder than anybody's ever going to ask you to go, because you are being motivated from somewhere deep down in there that nobody can even see it. It's so deep. They look down there like, I don't even know where that's coming from. You get up at 2 a.m. and doing things that nobody could pay you to do things like that.
That's true. Yeah, that is true.
Am I right, guys, or what?
Yes. Yes.
We'll
Yes.
establish
Jeff,
a
help me
tour.
out. Dig this one out for me, Jeff.
Yeah, I mean, look, we just what did we start this talk with? You'll establish a Torah-based community that no one's done in 100 years. I mean, or 50, or however long people can remember. There's no comparison between, you have to be. I'll go a step farther. You have to be driven by Yahuwah. I'll go a step farther. So there's.
Yeah, I mean, I think it goes without saying that you're praying and seeking Him, right?
Yeah, and then from that comes what we then from that comes a better able to get His name out, His word out, to be able to share concepts that get solidified, such as altars and things like that, and
with a clear head.
And then people get clear heads and revelations about parasites, and all of a sudden people get revelations about things and truth and Israel and what's going on with foreign policy and who's really running things that you didn't hear, I didn't hear, Peter, you didn't hear for 50 years. So all of a sudden the Klingons are decloaked. And
that's a good way to say it.
Klingons are decloaked. They're clinging on.
What do you think, David?
I didn't mean to bring a nerd analogy there, but
well, that's a guy.
I think that's a good way to say it.
Lydia asked a question. Beyond the known biblical clean diet, what else do you guys eat? Well, I'm going to put it to you this way: if it wasn't living, okay, if it came from a box, if it came from a can, I ain't messing with it. I am not messing with it. Now, does that mean a
lot of people that are going that way, aren't they?
Yes, and does that mean that I'm going to be perfect? No, that's why we have these parasitical cleanses, to get the things that may have gotten missed or may have gotten in. Listen, the one thing people need to understand is that Ruach, I believe, he lives right in that second brain. That's your gut. That's the flora in your gut. It's keeping all those boogers away. But if it's not, if it's overrun, because you're doing your best to eat clean, but you really you really can't get everything. So what do?
That's what they're mimicking out there.
Give
Folks.
yourself a parasite cleanse, for crying out loud. Go ahead and do it.
Let us reason together. That's a private conversation. Come, let us reason together. In Isaiah chapter 1, when he says, "Come, let us reason together. Though your sins be as scarlet, you shall be white as snow." That's private. That's not public. No. Nobody knows about that conversation. So that's the power of it. That's why it's powerful, because it's private. He gets in there. He gets honest. You get honest with what you're dealing with. He gives you a plan. You work that plan. You hold yourself accountable. You become a different person through this process, don't you, David?
Accountability is everything. That's the thing that people try to avoid the most. And it is the most essential piece of this walk is accountability. When you can hold yourself accountable.
I believe that holding myself accountable, however, means that the accounting is always there. What do you think, Jeff?
Absolutely. I think everyone does that. I don't know that very few people that I know, don't do that internally, regardless of what they tell the world. I think everyone inside, it's hard to run away from yourself, your conscience, and all that.
Yeah, it's hard to run away, right? That's my point. That's the best place to put it.
Yeah,
because you can't run it. You ain't going nowhere, buddy.
Yeah. So I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but it just seems what it comes down to with a lot of people is technique or
timing,
getting the most.
No, that's a good point. Technique. What works for you?
Yes. Yeah, getting the most productive, being the most efficient. That's what it normally comes down to.
With the same goal, though.
Like the Tony Robbins of the world, they'll point at somebody and say, this guy's a bum and this guy's, rich, successful. And he'll point out, it's mostly a lot of it, it's just technique to some extent.
Right.
But, I don't know.
I think there's a lot of truth to that. Go ahead, David.
Technique, strategy, timing, all those things are very important because, for instance, like I take my binder in the morning and I wait about 90 minutes. What am I doing? I'm getting that binder in there first. Okay?
Military operations. What are you doing?
This is a military operation. Yes, absolutely. So now I come in on top of that binder, and I'm bombarding it with ivermectin, fenbendazole, oil of oregano, black seed oil. I'm giving him. This is a nuke because I am tired of what it has done to me. I've always been a nervous wreck all my life. Do you know I have no problems with my nerves right now?
Isn't something?
Not one.
Isn't something? Come on, guys.
98%.
That's empirical evidence. As we keep looking for empirical evidence. Empirical evidence means evidence you can't argue with because it's right in front of your face.
It's right in front of your face. When you're talking in paragraphs, when you used to only talk in single sentences, okay, that's empirical evidence to me.
There you go. What do you
think? That's empirical
Jeff?
Evidence.
I mean.
Yeah.
So
I don't know that there's any other way to go forward. You got to go looking with your eyes wide open. What does and doesn't work? Go ahead, David.
Well, this is some people may be sitting there right now in the audience saying, what does this have to do with evangelism? Well, It has everything to do with evangelism.
This is what we're trying to tell you.
Yes. Is now that you have empirical evidence, now that you have tangible evidence that you can go out there and say, hey, you remember that rosacea I used to have all over my face that I used to be able to have to hide with the lotion and all kinds of stuff? It's not there anymore.
It's also evidence of the kingdom of darkness and their continuous plan to enslave, to steal, kill, and destroy, to make you sick. So the more of this that you expose, and the more it comes back to the same root. In other words, it's worshipers of Baal worshipers of Moloch.
Yeah.
This is what's coming out in the Poopstein files. Is you know who they all worship, right? That's what we're learning. That the devils and the little demons, they run things. Oh, okay. Now you know. So now you know what not to eat.
Man, they are really. I mean, just as a side note, they don't seem to really care at this point. I mean, they literally do.
They're going for it now.
I think it's Yahuwah. I think it's Yahuwah orchestrated. Actually, I'm telling. I think he has lifted the dress and said,
Well,
"I want everybody to love it."
How many think that Yahuwah's getting the remnant upset? How many? No, I really want to know this, and I mean this with all sincerity. And I want to hear you guys' thoughts in the chat and in comments if you come by after. How many think Yahuwah is right now getting the remnant lit? And I mean lit. Like, oh, no, you didn't lit. How many feel like you're having almost to feel like you're like, I don't know what I'm going to do with this feeling? How many are feeling this? I want to hear from you. Don't just give me a like. I want to hear your thoughts. Share with me what you're going through, what you're experiencing. Yes. See, there's some people that are going, oh, they're gritting their teeth. And they never gritted their teeth quite this way before, is what I'm trying to say. Yes. Does that make sense, David? Are you guys getting what I'm saying? Jeff, do you see what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I think it's a combination of that and also the frustration of seeing that they're not going to get their answer from man. They're not going to get it from government. They're not going to get it from the agencies. Oh. They're not going to get it. So it's a combination of I'm upset and oops, that institution just ain't working anymore.
We need to find new ways to make a difference.
Come on.
Yes.
You got it. Like any addict will tell you, you got to be sick and tired of being sick and tired.
Listen, if giving
stand up
to a political party would do it, we'd be all in that. If creating nonprofits would do it, we'd be all in that. If you know what I'm trying to say, like we're looking for the kind of behavior that produces positive results. And nothing says we love you for real, like helping strangers before they've even had a chance to get to know you because you're conscientious about your whole country.
Come on.
Yeah.
Nothing says evangelism like people who care enough about their country say, oh, no, you didn't. I might be only one pipsqueak, but I'm going to be one loud pipsqueak.
Yeah.
Right?
You just said a mouthful right there, Peter. No, it's, I mean, I back when, I was doing more intercessory type stuff, I never saw anything have more effect. I mean, you could name any agency, government, you name it. I never saw more results than what, Peter just said, just the believer in whatever level they knew, rolling up their sleeves, it just going to their school where their kids are at, praying around the school.
Looking for that, man. Woo, he's looking for that person. Come on. Who wants to fight? Oh, man, you get a horn, get a tallit going and get out on your city, and things start changing.
I'm telling you, stop worrying, stop complaining to the government. Go show up at them. Come upset about this. Well, then show up at the Masonic Lodge in your town or whatever. Show up.
You need to pray, get yourself right so you're good. Like get yourself good, honor Yahuwah,
get yourself clean,
get yourself clean, do your cleanse, and go to war. Get your horn.
Come
on, somebody.
Come on.
Woo! Come on. And next thing you know, people are getting saved in your town. Why? Because one man went, got it done correct, got himself okay. Come on, somebody.
Took the log out of his eye.
This is exactly the pattern you see in the scripture. You see the high priest has to do a sacrifice for himself first, get himself straight. Y'all are all like that. Like, yeah, I got to get right before I get right. Yeah, you do. Yeah. Okay, come on in. Yeah. Let's get you washed. Let's get you clean. Come on. Get you dunked. And then let's get that horn. Come on, buddy. Let's get that horn.
Yeah.
Let's change the frequency. Come on, let's change the frequency. Oh, that'll preach.
Come on. Let's get on Yahuwah's frequency. Come on.
Oh, that'll preach.
Come on.
And different people have different roles. You know, some people are climbing this hill, whatever. That doesn't mean that you don't have an impact. And so, you know, that's part of evangelism. How do you evangelize? Well, your town has an open heaven when the strong man is
One
down.
man has a plant, another man sows it. He gives the increase.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah. I'm complaining. My school's bad. Well, did you notice the Masonic Lodge or the psychic shop right next to your school? Don't you think those spirits in the spirit, they're like gang members, right? They're hanging out, laughing at you, punking at you. Well, you're not doing nothing. You're making the word of no effect. He's fine up there.
What happens?
You're the one with dominion here.
Just said it. You just said it. You just said it. You just said it. You just said it. Let me tell you something. All of you out there, I hope you hear this. You are not alone. Okay, it's time to get gangster up in here. It's time to grab your horn like a gangster. Okay, and you need to recognize that you got a whole gang behind you. And when you call for help, we're coming with you, and we're going to blow the horn with you. Let them see the deal with all of us. Come on, somebody. We'll call an angelic host. See if we really want to have a throwdown up in this place. Come on, somebody. Help me preach this thing.
Come on.
Man, grab that horn. Somebody talking about wanting to put, some wicked thing in your neighborhood or bring some wickedness into your town or your county. Then you start rising up. You start getting before Yahuwah. Get your horn. Get before him. I'll tell you what, you're going to change the entire atmosphere for evangelism. What was this not about evangelism stuff? Come on, man.
Yeah.
Woo!
Woo! That's how it happens.
That's why I got to sit out here in the middle of nowhere, folks, because I'm just too hot for all of y'all. None of y'all can handle what I would bring. Every one of your cities, I tell you what, you'd light up. You'd light up from one side to the other because all of you would start to recognize where the evil is coming from. And it's very simple, but you got to have the courage to do it. If you go watch The Untouchables, an old movie, you know what? Sean Connery plays a role. You know what he says to the lead player or the guy who's
Elliot Ness, Kevin Costner.
Elliot Ness. He says, "You got tell him what he says. Tell him." He says, "You got
Are you ready to do what it takes?
You know where they are." Go ahead, Jeff. Tell him.
Are you ready to do what it takes?
Right.
Go ahead. Go ahead, Peter.
This is Chicago. You have to do it Chicago's way.
You gotta do the Chicago way, You gotta have the balls to do it. Is what he's telling you.
Basically.
Okay. You can't be scared of your enemies, man.
Yeah.
We got too much coward.
Oh.
I said we got too much coward. Way too much coward. I mean, you can't even confront their parasites. Man, if you can't confront your own parasites, I can't talk much about society's parasites.
Let me just say something real quick, David. Let me,
I love that movie.
It's a great movie, by the way.
He does the work. He just needs us to show up. So
that's exactly it.
And part of it is just technique. They get trained by their churchianity pastors to just sit around and do nothing. And yes, that's part of it.
Oh, that may be almost like a plot, huh? What do you think, David? Was that a plot? Did they do it on purpose?
Could be. But
keep you as your butt on a 5-inch cushion. You're good.
Keep you as a worker drone. Don't think too much.
Worker drone. Did you just call him a worker drone? That was gracious.
It was. But listen, my sister here just said, and I really I got to go back and hit this. We expect. This is Lydia. I love this. I love this
lady. She's the best question answer we have.
We expect change without wanting to do the hard work. Basically, is what she said.
Come on, no pain, no gain.
No pain, no gain.
How's that work in the gym, but not work in the hymn?
Bang-a-rang.
How's that work in the gym, but not in the hymn? Unless his name is Jim, huh? Okay.
Well, even then, if you're not doing the work, nothing gonna happen.
No pain, no gain. Works in the gym, but doesn't work inside you.
I mean, yeah, it's not even necessarily that painful. You can go with people, make an event out of it. Go take oil, take your horn. Just.
How do we get the oil of the New Testament without crushing?
Ooh-wee. Come on.
How do you die daily? How do you say with Mashiach, I am crucified with Mashiach, nevertheless I live, yet not I. Mashiach liveth in me, and the life that I now live, the one that's now living, I live by the faith of the Son of Man, gave himself for me. Listen to that. Listen to the statement that person is making. Who he's like, Raka sock. Listen to him. He's like, ah,
Sakamatsu.
I am crucified with Mashiach. Did you hear the way he says that? And we read it in some 40-paneled room with a fake altar behind us that's spewing curses 3 and 4 generations deep. I'm gonna go, I'm crucified with Christ. Nevertheless, I live. Standing there in Curse Central reading the Kadosh. You want to talk about absolute aberration, things that are beyond blasphemous? You got it right there. You got it right there. Standing in front of an altar that gives a 4-generation curse while reading his word. Wow. The more you meditate on that, the more you're like, we really got tricked into some real super stupid. I mean, you talk, why don't we just go get a Ouija board too while we're at it, right, David? Why don't we just go get one of those seances? Because that's what they were into when they were giving us this stuff. They were into seances.
Absolutely.
And talking to the dead.
Yep.
And that's who came up.
Yep.
With what you guys got now. Oh my goodness, Jeff, help me out, please, before I go cuckoo. Come on, help me out.
Well,
Jeff,
you tell me your thoughts on this. One day we may find out how ridiculous it was that we sat around and he gave us all the authority and we didn't fully understood what that meant. So when he said occupy the land, what if one day we find out it was as simple as literally just showing up and inviting him in and enthroning him instead of the prince of the air and making him the prince of the air? And we got tricked to sitting into a building. You know,
what did you just say? That it was as simple as 2 or 3 connecting, uniting in one spot, and it becomes like a new node, right? And it connecting on with the other nodes. Is that what you're trying to tell me? Like a network of nodes all over?
A neural network?
A neural network. They copied it, is what you're telling me. Is that what you're trying to tell me?
Yeah, he didn't even make it hard. He said 2 or 3. He didn't say 2 or 3,000.
That goes to show you he knew. Oh my goodness. If he'd have said 200 or 300, forget
it. If he'd have said 5, we'd have been in trouble.
2 or 3 we couldn't even we struggle with, right?
About 2 months ago, yeah, that would be the case. But you know, now it's a different story because we're coming into the knowledge of the truth.
So he lowered the bar low enough that we could handle it.
Yes.
Because otherwise we were so scattered that we would never get more than 2 or 3.
That's why it didn't happen 10 years ago. That's why it happened today.
In unity in the Ruach, not necessarily the soul or the flesh. So that was it's even lower bar to some extent.
Well, the level of unity is coming up. So where we had base unity at a very low level and sin level. Watch this. Think of this as a baseline. The baseline was underwater. We were united on very dumb things. Things were already sinful. Things that were underwater. Okay. So think of it from that standpoint. And then we started to unite we became radical Christians. So we started to unite in obedience. That started to raise our level, but it was his name that did it.
Yes.
Because once we got his name, right? Once we came into the name of Yahuwah, once we came to the name of Yahusha, now we were above the waterline. All right. So we went from below the waterline to above the waterline. From then on, it's been a different experience. But that was the key experience that changed you from underwater to above the water.
Yeah.
Does that make sense to anybody else?
That is bangarang, right over the target. Total annihilation. That's the best way I can say. You're absolutely 1,000% correct.
Now, because we got additional items that we can have unity on, okay, we can build from there. But we, at the very minimum, now have this new baseline that's now above water. This is where it's making the massive level of difference, even though we're not all in the same house, or we're not all united in the same missions, or not all united in the same exact things. It didn't matter, or it does. It matters in that respect, but the baseline, because the baseline came up, right? Because we're no longer in the acidic, we're now in the alkaline. All of us are in alkaline.
Yeah.
Right. So look at it like a pH level. So we all move from acidic just by his name alone. Just that alone move you to alkaline. Now from there, you got a different atmosphere. So now you can start to move. You can start thinking different. You're like, I got things I got to get cleaned up. Oh my goodness, things you didn't even notice before.
Yes,
you were living with, like a mold you didn't care about.
Like a smell that you didn't want to get rid of.
Yeah. And then all of a sudden you're like, where's that coming from? Well, how come now you're noticing it? Your pH changed, your level changed. So his name changed you to a different. What do you guys think about what I'm seeing?
Oh, you're so right over the target. Yeah, absolutely.
I think so, because
that's been my experience. Yes,
I think that people are seeing the atmospheric difference. First of all, about his name, then you start getting into his commandments, the Sabbath and the feast days and the other things, and now you're stacking. Now you're showing off. Come on, now you're showing off. You're showing off now. Now you're getting all super spiritual now. Now you're going to start rolling in spiritual blessings now. But see, you got past baseline. That was the key.
But
baseline was the key. When you came into his name, especially if you come into the water correctly, you really start to climb. And it's nobody has to control that, because Jeff, that's all going on because you're waking up, isn't it?
Yes, it is. But can I add something to that?
Yeah, by all means.
Okay, if you are getting in the water and baptized and baptized in the Ruach HaKodesh, and if you're coming into unity in his name and that revelation is hitting you and all that kind of stuff, the farther you go above the waterline, do you also, and this is a question, I don't have the answer, this is a question.
I might not either.
Do you also have to do the things you were talking about earlier as far as crucifying the flesh, pick up your cross daily, so that you can handle the backlash? Because isn't there going to be more backlash to try to get your flesh? So don't you have to?
I don't think your backlash starts until you've crossed completely over. That's when you're going to see the real backlash. Any backlash you see before that is just trying to keep you from it. Oh no, the real backlash definitely happens when you start winning. Okay, there's the backlash from losing, and you're trying to leave losing to winning. You'll have that. But then there's you're winning backlash, and boy, does the enemy come for you then. Yes, David.
It's all about altitude.
Yes.
It is all about altitude. The higher up you go, the more clearly, like an eagle, that you're going to be able to see all the things that are going on in this world. And
true.
It is very true. It's all about, and it starts with what? Your attitude. Your attitude has to be, hey, Torah, his commandments, getting clean, getting in the water, cleaning up my diet, getting this vessel so that it can be tuned to the proper frequency of Yahuwah.
That's right. And for everybody that's, maybe not aerodynamically gifted, an attitude is the back flap of that wing.
Yes, it is.
And so when that wing is, an attitude is this way, the air pressure will push the wing down. The plane is going to go down. When that wing is this way, that air pressure, same air, same wind, is going to cause lift. Yep. So it all depends on which direction the attitude of the wing is. It's called an attitude.
Attitude is actually
literally is called an attitude. How about that? Huh? And it determines your altitude. How about that?
How about who'd have thunk?
Who'd have thunk it? What do you think, Jeff? Your attitude determines your altitude.
It does, but at the same time, I don't want to paint a rosy picture to people, because I believe that, like you said earlier, some of it is, if you would have talked to Messiah at Gethsemane, his attitude could have been great, but he still had to conquer the flesh and conquer death and conquer hell for us, for our sake. And it's not always fun. So I don't want to give a rosy picture that it's necessarily always just sunshine and roses. But it's for the ultimate good, because then because as your house gets cleaner, like you said earlier, and garnished and cleaned and able to be filled with more ruach, ultimately, hopefully, if your own attitude doesn't destroy yourself, then you're in more
Bingo.
position now to be able to handle the backlash when you're above the waterline and so forth. Because that makes you.
Go ahead.
That can also make you a target too, because light attracts dark, right?
Right. But I'm listening to what you're saying, and my thought is that don't you start off in the smaller battles and sort of working your way up to the Gethsemane. I don't think anybody starts at Gethsemane, right? I don't think Mashiach didn't start at Gethsemane.
No, he did not.
Let's get honest about that.
He started
right?
as a simple carpenter.
Yeah,
yes.
He starts back here, and he's got battle after battle after battle after battle after battle after battle after battle until finally he's at Gethsemane. He's worked up to that, right?
Yep.
And I wonder how many of us are trying to take on a Gethsemane level, situation maybe in our minds and in our hearts, when really we need to just take the steps, each step that's in front of us, and continue to develop and grow. What are your guys' thoughts?
Perfect. Nice. That's perfect. It's perfect because that's where do we start? We start at the name, okay, and then we graduated to obedience. Mm-hmm. We graduated or to his commandments, and then to obedience, and then cleaning this temple. And it was a step-by-step process. If I had tried this, most likely, if I would have tried this without doing all the other steps, it may not have turned out the same way.
Isn't that the same as not adding the binder when you're doing cleanses? It's the same as missing ingredients. When you're doing something, we're missing key things, and that I believe our enemies knew this.
Yes, that was embarrassing time for me to actually have to admit that I actually did that.
Somebody said to me today, Puritanism really did a number on early believers in the United States, because we're talking history, and so the discussion was, the Puritans do kind of a number on with their Puritanism, and I suggested, I said, by the time the Puritans came along, they'd already had their tail handed to them, because they'd already spent several hundred years in Europe with false altars and had not discerned. Nobody picked up on this. You don't hear any great dissertations denouncing the false altars. You don't see a single writing, nothing. This went under the radar. Nobody picked up on it. Now, 45,000 denominations later, they can't deny the empirical evidence. They can't deny it.
Wow. Yes.
They can't now say, no, that we didn't mean that. We judge a tree by its fruit, Bubba. Okay. That's what you did. You brought division. That's what you brought. Yes. So by the time they got to the New World, they were bringing with them a practice, hear me now, that would guarantee anything they built here would do the same thing, which is exactly what we saw. We saw spiritism. We saw nonsense doctrines and denominations after denomination. Why? Because they couldn't come to any reconciliation. Mm-hmm. They're all with Masonic temple altars, didn't even know they were giving worship to the spirit of strife. They were worshiping the spirit of strife, people. When you go to these buildings, you are worshiping the spirit of strife. Shocked when it comes home with you. It's crazy. It's crazy. And it comes home with you, and you're wondering why it came home with you. How can we go to church and everybody went to church and then they came home and fight? What is wrong?
That's true.
Wrong? I don't understand what's wrong with this family. Y'all supposed to be a good family. We just went to church and now you're coming home fighting. Yep.
Been there, done that, by the way.
How come? Mm-hmm. Well, maybe because you went and worshiped the spirit of strife, didn't know it.
Right. That's a very great point. Excellent point. Can't refute that one. Can't argue it. Wouldn't want to.
Well, I mean, it's right there. The evidence
Yeah,
is
it's
right
right there.
right?
It's right there in your
We
face.
only deal in empirical evidence. So David already knows that. The only time I'm talking about something because I got lab results, man.
Right.
Lab results.
Lab results.
Looking at the
Yes.
lab results, okay? You can't deny lab results. You can't deny that. Hey, we ran this experiment on out of wedlock children. Let's run the experiment, shall we? Okay, let's look at the results. The results are in. It's not good.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So apparently, Yahuwah, when he said that the bastard does not come into the congregation unto the 10th generation, it's not saying he can't, he's saying he won't. Ouch.
There's that free will and choice again.
Doesn't say he couldn't redeem him.
You're right.
He said he just won't get over here.
You're right.
Because there's nothing he can't save. See, so if you thought that was an unsavable one, like you thought, oh, well, he's a bastard, he can't be saved. No, you can save him. You can save him.
Do whatever he wants. Yeah.
But he has to be willing to cry, Abba, Father. He has to have the spirit of adoption. He ain't going to be no bastard no more.
Come on.
You're going to learn how to act right. Come here.
Exactly.
No, come on over here. No. You used to be one of them. Come here. We're going to the mountain. What? The mountain? I thought you set me free from Egypt. I thank you so much for setting me free. Okay. Yeah, we're going to the mountain. Oh, the mountain? What's the mountain? Ooh, the mountain. Act right, boy.
Learn how to act right. That's the mountain of act right there.
Let me help you this way. But we just defeated all the devils. I know. Wasn't that something? I know. I just watched them all get drowned. I know that was something, huh? It was crazy. They all went down, glove, into the sea. I know, into the yum.
The number one dissolving agent. Yes.
So you done dealt with your demons. It's time for you to meet your angels.
Well,
I said, you dealt with your demons. It's time to meet your angels. Help me out, Jeff.
Yeah, I mean, I don't even know that it's necessarily an option at this point, because whether you look in the governmental world or, like you said, the period of the Puritans, I mean, let's say Yahuwah moves in patterns, and let's say he moves in 400-year patterns. That 400 years, the promise he gave to the Puritans when they landed on Plymouth Rock and they cried out for the Barakah, and he honored it, that 400 years is up. When did that end? Right around the same time as COVID, and right around the same time that the WEF and all the global leaders showed up at Davos and said, "Oops, our New World Order is dead. It doesn't exist anymore."
What happened?
What happened?
They spent so much money, Jeffrey. What happened?
When you come to Chicago, you have to be willing to fight the Chicago way.
So, there was this guy with a horn. If you ever think one guy doesn't make a difference, just remember there was this Puerto Rican guy from the Bronx who blew a horn, and Yahuwah heard him. And the New World Order has not done well since.
Bye-bye.
Yeah, there was, and they were coming to pick up their trophy too. They were coming to for the final
they
conquest.
Came to get the receipts, didn't they? That day they were coming to get the receipts. They were like, "Hey, this is our country now." Oh yeah.
Yeah. They were fighting the breakaway of the Protestant Reformation for 500 years. That was a 500-year event.
They were not only fighting that, they were also fighting the Colon Navarro Martinez bloodline. Tell them, David.
That's right. Moises Navarro, who hid the Kodashim in Portugal from the massacre that was going on at the time. He saved them and preserved them.
That's just one strand.
That's that is the meat of the legacy.
It's what we're here to do. It's in our blood. We save, we deliver, we fight till it's over, and we win. The Martinez bloodline, another a bloodline that they warred against. Why? If you're a Martinez out there, you better learn about who you are. You might find out that you're a little more special than you thought. And some of you are going to find out you're carrying serious markers in your bloodline. Okay. And there's a reason why they war against you and why they want to wipe you out and make you feel like you were nothing. There's a reason for that, because they fear the Zadok.
That's right.
Okay. And they always have.
Yeah,
They always have been afraid of those who get it right, figure it out, do it right because it's right. They always have been afraid of those. Those are the ones they can't rule.
Yeah. Why would they go through all this?
Paid Balaam. That's why he wanted to pay him, because he can't rule unless he can get you to drool. So
Be compliant.
Yes.
The Pope spent 500 years trying to get the kingdom under one rulership, getting the unruly protesters back and everything under one rulership. And he showed up to claim it. Finally, he was going to get the last of the stragglers under order. And he missed it by a few minutes, but that's all it took. So
I'm not sure I'm following what you mean. Didn't he succeed? I mean, aren't they in charge of the whole world?
Not according to them. The last Davos meeting, they all announced.
So they're acknowledging
the world order's dead. It crumbled.
They're saying it themselves. We don't even have to say it now.
Oh, they're going to have something to do with the 12 stone altar on North American soil. Yeah.
That doesn't mean that what certain people are trying to fill the void with of starting wars everywhere is the right alternative, but at least people are looking for alternatives, so I just feel like that alternative that people are looking for now that world order, according to them, has been crumbled to powder and dust, is probably something of a different type of nature, so
something of a different type of nature.
Yeah. I mean, clearly what's going on is people are trying to fill the void with insanity, and I don't think that's it. In fact, I'm pretty sure that's not it.
Listen, what is the definition of insanity? What is the definition of insanity? Continuing to do the same things, expecting different results.
Well, now that you're all waking up, let me help you out, because when that event was occurring that he is referring to, on that very day, now that you all waking up to the fact that they tried to come and take your country, they tried to sell you into slavery, and they wanted you all to eat the bugs.
Eat the bugs.
They want you to eat the bugs.
You will own nothing. You will eat bugs.
You will eat the bugs. You will like it. That is all. Right? That's what they said. And Yahuwah said, not so fast. Not so fast. He said, well, what you mean not so fast? We the big bad people. We tough. We the super strong. Nobody beats us. We the best. Not so fast. I'm going to send someone. Who you send? You can't send anyone. Who can defeat us? I'm going to send you a son of David who's not afraid of giants. Somebody say, Yada Yahuwah.
Yada Yahuwah. Giant killers arise.
Giant killers are on the earth. And now they know there's a fight.
Cut them giants' heads off. Come on.
Right. They always think they're winning. They always think it's over. It's over. It's over. Oh, it's over. You got it all won, right? Yeah, they did. They thought they won.
Yeah, so did Goliath.
Yeah.
Until he met a smooth stone and a slingshot.
A smooth stone and a slingshot is all it took for Goliath.
That's all it took.
And somebody with the courage to stand there and say, not today, devil.
Come on.
You might have used to be in charge. You might have used to run things. And you might have thought you won. But then shalt thou cause the trumpet of the Jubilee to sound on the 10th day of the 7th month. And in the day of atonement shall you make the trumpet sound throughout all your land. He didn't say all of you had to come. He said, if my people who are called by my name
and
pray.
Mm-hmm.
face and turn from
What?
their ways. He said,
Yeah.
hear from heaven.
Come
I'll
on.
forgive your sin.
Come on.
Will heal
Heal
your
land.
That's right. And then I
Yeah.
came back and said, all right, now what's the battle plan? There's more to do, son. What do we got to do? Now you understand Operation Prayer Wall a little differently. Now you're like, oh, he made you walk through the land, through the width and the breadth of it.
Perfect example.
I not see that. He made you walk from one end of this country to the other, more or less. So you put your feet everywhere, blowing the trumpet.
Perfect example.
Then he takes you to the Alpha and Omega of the English language, AZ, drops you there, and says, we're going to put an altar here on the same line you blew the horn, so they don't forget. I says they don't forget. So keeps reminding them in the Ruach. Put correct. Peter on as a repeater.
By the way,
put that constructive loop. That constructive loop.
Doosh, doosh,
yeah.
Doosh. And every week we blow the shofar. On the line again, reminding them again. Every week again. Let me remind you again.
Yeah. By the way, I didn't know you at the time. A few months earlier, on the 10th day of the 7th month in the Gregorian calendar, I was told their whole system would be crumbling to powder and dust. Would be coming down and crumbling to powder and dust. I didn't know a few months later, that was going to happen. I didn't know Peter, so
the war was anyway. The war is real, guys. And this is another thing you learn is that you don't always know the people that are in the war with you.
Mm-hmm.
So you may think, what is my role? I'm going to a county. The Ruach woke me up and told me to go down to the county offices and anoint the four corners of the building. And you're like, I have no idea why I'm doing this. Right? So you go and you one or two of your other crazy friends, because usually you crazies operating fast. Right? Right? You locals have two or three that go with you, right?
I was going to say two or three. Yes,
it's a real mission, because now you got two or three with you. Ooh, now it's real. So you go, you do the wine, you do the oil, do all kinds. He gives you things to do, and you're like, all right, I don't know what else we're supposed to do. You don't find out till the next week that they had a meeting going on in there that day, or some other reason why he sent you there that you didn't know was somehow connected. Are you with me on this, Jeff?
Mm-hmm.
And then they make a decision in that building, that very building, that affects maybe the nation or the county or the city or something.
Yeah, he'll honor.
You went and anointed the core, and you didn't even know what you were doing. You didn't even know. You were like, I feel like a crazy man. What am I anointing this? But you don't even know you're involved in a multi-part thing that Yahuwah is doing, and you only had need to know on only one part.
Yeah.
You didn't have clearance on the whole mission.
Mm-hmm. But I would challenge everyone to put Yahuwah to the test and watch him confirm. And I'll say this too. Every single time, he will let you know. He'll give you a receipt that you were part of what he was able to flow through. You didn't do it, but he'll let you know you were part of the electrical circuit, so to speak.
People try to pretend that Remnant House isn't here, right? They try to walk by us like, oh, we're the Remnant now. They pretend we're not here. It's okay. Our name and our receipt is on all of it. You go ahead and pretend we don't exist. You think Yahuwah believes that? You think Yahuwah's ignoring you, ignoring the same way? No, that's why you just be obedient. Yeah. Just do what you're called to do, whether people notice or don't notice. Right? Isn't that right? Isn't that the message, David?
Absolutely. Yeah, do it. And like he said, all of a sudden you move with obedience and things change. When you weren't in obedience and you tried to push against that, you got nothing. Bupkis. Zilch.
You got bupkis.
You got bupkis?
Jeff. I don't want bupkis, Jeff.
No, I try. I will go ahead. I will just go ahead and say it. The next day, a friend will call you. You'll see something in the news, some crazy. He will always give you a receipt and
Yep.
let you know that yeah, you weren't crazy. Okay, I was.
Right.
This happened, that happened, and you'll find out. Just like you said, Apostle Peter. This, it doesn't even matter. But he'll show you what he'll show you. He'll show the next day or a couple days later every time. So
Right.
Operation Prayer Wall. I couldn't think of a better example. But it doesn't have to be anything as dramatic. It's like David just said. It could be something very simple, and then nobody knows why the next day, all of a sudden, baptisms were easier. All of a
It
sudden,
happens so often that it's uncanny, isn't it, David?
Mm-hmm. Oh yes, absolutely, it's uncanny. I lost my thought there, but yes, it
Well,
is.
I'm
It's
certainly
extremely
grateful that
uncanny.
we've had the examples that we've had and had the opportunities that we've had to be examples. But our job is to inspire and encourage, to provoke one another unto good works, is what the scripture says. So we want all of you who are watching, who are paying attention, we want you to be provoked unto good works. I want to remind everybody to join us tomorrow morning for the Apostles at the Gates. And of course, we do have that time change. So we're going to still, I think, be on the same time on the broadcast on the East Coast, but the West Coast, or at least my time change, is slightly different. So I'll have to get that figured out. But I think it's 8 o'clock West and still 11 a.m. East time for the Apostles at the Gates. So join us for that. And then also, don't forget, the weekly news update is also something that we always want to encourage you to come join us for, encourage you to use as a evangelism tool to maybe break the ice and start discussing things from a biblical perspective. Very good technique. What do you guys think?
Absolutely, that's the only way it goes.
I love using news. I think news is a great way
It's a
to talk
beautiful.
about the scripture, talk about things that are happening now and how they fulfill Bible prophecy, how the cycles repeat, all of it. What do you think, Jeff?
I think it's a huge evangelistic tool. But I feel for you because you're like. It's just one thing after another. I mean, it's almost like hard to keep up, like juggling, like it's insanity. How do you do it? It's a lot going on, is what I'm trying to say.
And in the meantime, I'm also redesigning things and doing things. Yes, you're right. It is a lot, but you know something? You're alive. We live once, and it is appointed unto man to live once and then the judgment. And so what you do with your 24 hours is your life, is your junk shaking. And so I didn't accomplish the things that I did waiting for somebody else to tell me this is a good idea. I accomplished things because Yahuwah moved me, and I began to ask questions and dig and learn and become good at things that I wasn't naturally good at. And so a lot of times people see something that I'm good at and they're like, man, you're really talented. I'm like, yeah, the talent came. It's funny how much hours and hours of work that talent required. Right?
Absolutely.
So,
Yeah.
last thoughts before we go, David, go ahead.
Well, guys, I want to say that I strongly encourage. I know I keep talking about this parasitical thing, but it's a huge deal. It has made such a difference in my life that I need to share it with people. So I will be sharing it. I will be putting together an expose, so to speak, and the people here will have access to that. So I can't stress it enough how important this is, how laser focused it has made me personally. And so, and I know that people out there don't get saved when things are all good. Okay. So now things are not all good right now. Now's the time. Now's the time to get up. Now's the time to go. Yeah.
You make a really good point, David. That is true. People come into the kingdom, and it's through much diversity, through much tribulation that people enter into the kingdom. Jeff, last thoughts?
You see a lot of crazy stuff going on. Don't lose hope. Insanity in the world is evidence of a standard being raised. And check out Apostles at the Gate tomorrow morning. That's a fantastic. You and Moshe is fantastic. I learned so much. And also later on the day, Weekly News Update is a great weekly review, so to speak. So.
Thank you. And I do think that we have evolved our roundup, our lineup for the weekend to be something that continues to edify and strengthen our brethren. Again, thank you, gentlemen, for joining us. And again, I want to continue to encourage all of you to reach out, connect with your brothers and sisters in Messiah. We just need that 2 or 3 wherever you are, but wherever you are, you can make a difference. And it is your prayers, your intercession, your example that will change the heavens in your community. Maybe you're sitting there thinking, man, this place is really getting bad. There are so many evil things, and I'm just hearing more and more negative reports. That just says it's time for you, the remnant, to grab your horn. It's time for you to stand up on that land and declare the gospel of the kingdom. You have the power and you have the backup. You're not alone anymore. Now you have your friends. And so I just want to encourage you to stand in faith, be strong, and be very courageous. Well, that's it for today. I pray this broadcast has been a barakah to you. May Yahuwah baruch each and every one of you. And remember, Yahusha HaMashiach, he alone is King of Kings.